We met Megan Fahey's Daphne Sullivan in the second season of The White Lotus. In her first scene, she appeared indifferent to everything around her other than her social circle and wealth. This woman and her husband don't even vote or watch the news or understand charity. Still, she's a powerful character because she's aware of the bubble she lives in. In this video, let's run down 10 of the best Daphne quotes. First and foremost, husbands murdering their wives happens a lot. In the first episode of season 2, Cameron and Daphne are having breakfast with his roommate Ethan and his wife Harper Spiller. The couple joined the couple for a trip to Sicily. The show intelligently uses their conversation to give viewers an understanding of the characters, like she couldn't understand why Ethan and Harper were concerned about the state of the world. So we're looking at her, and she just seems so oblivious about stuff like socializing, and she even took time to think about whether she votes. But then, the superficial character turned to announce her raging love for Dateline, and she pointed out what she's interested in. Husbands murdering their wives. Happens a lot on vacation. Then she also expanded on it, pointing out scuba diving. He'll just unplug her oxygen while she's underwater. The group fell silent after she said that and stared at Cameron before moving on to talk about other shows they had watched. It's not the last time she's talked about cruelty. It's also suspicious because she found a dead body in the ocean when she was going for one last swim, as we saw at the beginning of the show. What's more, there are multiple dead bodies, and they're unidentified, so we can expect the Dateline-obsessed character to be behind them. Next up, when we disagree, you just give in, right? Her husband is so manly and annoying because he just thinks he has control over everything that's around him. There's just something about his presence, because whenever he appears on screen, it drains us. And don't get us started on their cringe PDA. He's asserting his dominance by cheating on his wife and doing shady stuff behind her back, but it seems like he's not entirely in control of their perfect marriage. When the couple is having breakfast in the second episode, Megan gives her on-screen husband, Cameron, an appeasing, piercing smile as she tells him, "When we disagree, you just give in, right?" It's a quick, precise moment of a few words when she's reminding him that she should not be messed with. Now we know that she's the dominant one in their marriage, even though he makes it seem like he's in charge. Coming up, it's like hide and seek, keeps things interesting. The second season of The White Lotus gives viewers an insight into class and gender relations, and since the elite resort has them as the main couple, we learn how they challenge societal expectations of marriage. Like they both appear perfectly fine and happy with their marriage, even though it screams toxic, and they're handling it so unusually. Daphne reveals a wild fact about her relationship in the episode Bull Elephants. She confesses to Harper that she loves playing psychosexual mind games with her husband. Harper, who's in a loveless marriage, couldn't understand her, so she offered to explain that it's like hide and seek, keeps things interesting. With the confession, Aubrey Plaza's character learned that maybe Harper isn't the trophy wife she thought the woman would be. Following up, they just want to get something out of you. Mike White's show doesn't shy away from exploring gender and sexual politics in the context of marriages and affairs in this season. The show also goes on to analyze friendships between men and women, and Daphne shares her cynical viewpoint about female friendship. She tells Harper, they pretend they want to be your friend, but they just want to get something out of you. It seems like she keeps track of what she's giving in a friendship and what she's receiving. Moving forward, why let them have all the fun? In the third episode, she opens up to Harper on their getaway trip to the Palazzo in Noto. It's the episode where her character takes a turn, and the innocent girls trip seems like there's more to it. Not just because she reveals the mind game she plays, but also her decision to fight expectations from genders. While she appears to be more modern and accepting, she still doesn't feel comfortable having any fun without her husband on vacation. But Daphne doesn't have time for that, because why should men be the only ones doing whatever they want in life? That's why she points out to the reluctant friend, why let them have all the fun? And she's right. Women should be able to do whatever they like. Up next, you know what? If I wanted to, I could. It's unclear if she is responsible for the murders, but let's keep in mind that she's the one who discovered the body in the ocean. But the series still found interesting ways to attach her character with unexpected cold moments and camouflage threats, so we won't act surprised if she confesses she killed someone. In a scene right before the couple started getting intimate, viewers saw Cameron joking that he doesn't want his wife to cut off his balls. He said that because he feels like his roommate's wife has emasculated her man. She turned to assure him that she wouldn't do something like that, but then again, she suddenly blurted, "You know what? If I wanted to, I could." She's seriously so appealing, and it's obvious why she's the breakout character of the show's second season. Now, I did some damage myself. I have the receipts. After the girls return from their trip to Noto, there's a change between the two couples, not just because their wives plan to stay the night at the Palazzo, and also Cameron and Ethan's tryst with the sex workers the night before. In episode 4, Daphne's dialogue seemed pretty simple, but it meant much more than what she was trying to focus on. "I did some damage myself. I have the the receipts to prove it. She's referring to the shopping she did in Noto, but the damage is way more than that. She successfully planted seeds in Harper's mind about Ethan's loyalty. Coming up next, really, they're just wandering alone. In episode 3, we got a clear understanding of the character and the functioning of her mind. She's partying with Harper, enjoying edibles and drinks, and they loosen her up. She goes on to talk about what it means to be a woman and why she's glad she's not a man. The lively wife briefly explains that men think they're out doing something really important, but really, they're just wandering alone. Sounds pretty harsh, but it's Daphne who said it, guys. Following up, don't feel bad for me, I'm not a victim. Just after watching episode 1, we thought Cameron radiated cheater energy, and in episode 3, his wife confirmed it. She knows about his infidelity, and she accepts it. She doesn't want anyone to feel sorry for her. Once she opened up to Harper about this, she told her, "Don't feel bad for me, I'm not a victim." This smart woman has accepted her situation, and it's probably because his cheating tendency gives her space to do what she wants to do. Finally, maybe you should get a trainer. In the 5th episode, we learn that the wife loves taking revenge on her unobservant and sloppy husband. She's one clever housewife. After Harper misunderstands that Ethan cheated on her, she's one tick away from snapping. She tries to talk about her husband's days in college with Cameron, trying to pull out information about their escapades. Daphne isn't interested in the topic, and she urges Harper to just make peace with it, just like herself. But wait, do you remember how she did that? Hold up, she revealed to her friend that she has a gorgeous, blonde, blue-eyed trainer back home. Then she turns to show his photo, but she accidentally shows a photo of her children, who are blonde and blue-eyed. She advises Harper, maybe you should get a trainer. But what she did was cheat back on her husband, and not just cheat, but also had children with another man. She doesn't need anyone to treat her with compassion. Her method of making peace did not sit right with Twitter users, because chaos erupted on the social media site. Who cares? At least she taught Harper that sometimes we end up doing what we have to do just to make ourselves better. Moving on, let's talk about the moments painting Daphne as a murderer. She showed her dark side during the very first breakfast spread of the group's Sicily vacation, when Ethan and Harper were discussing their favorite shows. She told everyone that she loves Dateline, especially when husbands murder their wives, before mentioning that it's common during vacations. There's more. Right before getting intimate in bed, the couple looked back on how Ethan explained that his wife and he have different timings for doing the deed. It made her share her thoughts, and she wondered why women think men aren't attractive to them right after cutting their balls off. And Cameron quickly asked her to not cut off hers, and she agreed until she told him that if she wanted to, she could. Not to mention, she spilled a little too much to Harper during their girls' trip to Noto, like details about her husband's co-workers. She explained that they're a very dark triad and possibly psychopaths, and she wasn't joking. Daphne also said that her husband is just naughty, while his work friends are Bernie Madoff monsters who will f you up. They're also the top boys in finance, so she implied that men change after becoming rich and they start cheating. And since our boy Ethan has an impressive bank balance now, Harper began to doubt his loyalty to her. Megan showed her best as her character Daphne when Ethan pointed out to her that something must have happened. She processed her husband's affair for 30 seconds before she confidently said, "I don't think you have anything to worry about." She's unpredictable, and the internet is in love with her. And with all that, that's a wrap for this video. What's your favorite Daphne quote? What do you think of the White Lotus? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see ya in the next one.